Now, a bit of recap for episode 7 before I go forward with the series with 11 and, well, 11. That's a German word. Anyhow, as I was saying, well, I can make like a short video about this relatively uneventful entry in the series. As it seems, they have defeated Water Dragon or whatever the fuck it was. Hey, the story arc ended very abruptly with the introduction of the Son of Ignia, and that guy's gonna be like the next best evil villain thing to fight Natsu, to push into the limit and have this epic, awesome confrontation of whatever proportions, because Gajil is no longer on par with Natsu, and he can't do shit. You can't even put a dent in him in base form. As of episode 10. So yeah, it's kind of beautiful to see how the main team has evolved and surpassed the other background or B-list characters, which is great because it kind of shows some bit of progression, and the fact that these are the people that have the most experience, the most fighting. They should be leagues above the other ones. In my opinion, the only one from the whole guild that can defeat Natsu or be on his level is Laxus. He will defeat Urza eventually, according to the manga. Don't read much, so I want to see some panels. As I was saying, as things are right now, they are retconning a lot, and this is very typical of Fairy Tail. Now all of a sudden the villagers are not fish, they are actually people who are turned into fish.
It's not your fault that your memories may be foggy.
And you'd been turned into fish because of the water dragon god spell.
Yeah, well, they basically try to make it sound like they didn't do anything wrong and there's no moral grayness to their actions and to their fulfilling this quest. They gotta do the same with the tree. They gotta make it so that the tree doesn't lose his ability to sustain all those cities, and they still manage to seal the power of the wooden dragon. Well, that's what Fate is all about, retconning. Because they want to have happy endings, and I want to see Lucy have a happy ending. And Rosa as well. I want to see them get happy endings together. Anyhow. Kiria is there for that, so there's gonna be a bath scene between Celine, Kiria, and Lucy and Urza. That's a bit later in the show because we have to also be introduced to the other, where Celine is a dragon, so there's a big story coming forward, so I'm really, really excited for this series, and so far it's pretty good. I mean, I really like this song, the Fairy Tail song. The
sea breeze feels nice.
Well, it's not really on par with Naruto with the fighting spirit or whatever. Or whatever the fuck they're saying. Or with the Jiraiya theme song. Whatever. I cannot sing. Don't gouge your eyes out. I mean, don't cover your ears, sorry. Anyhow, there are some cool scenes in this episode, like we get a bit of exposition about who are the other dragons, and then we also get the scene of Lucy writing, which is fun because she kind of is the writer of the series. She's kind of a narrator and a point of view character. It's very beautiful what they did.
Hopefully we'll find some trustworthy intel on the whereabouts of Alderaan, the wood dragon god. Seraph can't resist its destructive power, and is launching an invasion of Ishgard to get it.
It's pretty nice for her to have this nerdy side to herself, that she's actually a smart girl, turning into like this overly sexualized blonde bimbo that gets naked pretty much every episode, and yet she still holds on to her more shoujo nerdy characteristics. It's a beautiful contrast that we heavily appreciate.
Am I interrupting something between you two? Because it looks like some kinky stuff is going down.
Anyway, it's all okay now!
You mean dressed like that? How risque.
kind of like the dorkiness of Urza, which makes her stand out and makes her even more adorable and likable, and well, it makes her more less shameless, which brings a lot of fan service to the front. Speaking of which, this episode has a very good scene when Lucy complains to Natsu about her getting burned trying to protect him, which very beautifully mirrors the scene where he went berserk in the 3rd season. It's a nice back and forth, and it's a good reference.
I was so worried about you.
Also, the scene that really stands out is Natsu basically just lifting off her shirt and be like, "Well, your teeth look good. You don't look burned." And it's kind of like that one when he was trying to take his scarf away from her when they were underwater. Natsu doesn't really have much sense of decency, and he sees this Lucy very, very loosely, especially for her body. So,
Well, it looks pretty normal to me. Say all.
しょうがないでしょ。水着取られちゃったんだから。てか、なんで引っ張るのよ。
it's funny. It's good comedy, and it really supports this NaLu trend, and it makes it fun.
Seems like a we win by default situation, if you ask me.